Lakeland Public Television's Common Ground is brought to you by the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund.
I've asked Jason if he'd be willing to come and say a few words. Jason Clark is the visual art print teacher here now at Village Estate. But I think no one else would be better to speak towards the printing process that we are witnessing here, but also maybe say a few words about Gene's mastery of those processes.
Like Patrick said, I had the honor of Laura and I going through Gene's work and just looking through the enormous amount of work that he produced throughout his life. And I was completely floored by not only the amount, but the quality and the diversity of the work. When we started looking at the work and started thinking about what we wanted to put into this retrospective, I was thinking about it, and I believe Laura was too, from an educational point of view. And so we were looking not only for works throughout Gene's career, but also works that would be able to instruct not only the public, but the students that go here too. And so that was one of the big ideas that I had when we started selecting the work. A little bit of background on printmaking. Gene came out of this art history time studying under Lazansky when printmaking specifically was going through a shift. It was no longer each individual process was a unique entity unto itself. Through Lazansky and through these first generation students of his, printmaking started being something more than just etchings or just engravings or just relief prints. They started crossing over and they started doing etchings along with engravings. They started doing intaglio engravings and then doing relief processes over the top of that. And there are quite a few examples of that that really, really excited me when I saw these. This is the first generation of that going on. To talk about these processes, before these talks today, I thought that Gene had been doing these engravings his whole entire career. The whole process of engraving is incredibly difficult to begin with. These are metal engravings, they're done on copper. You're using a burin. It's a little tool, and I have some of them that I placed out by the plates. You're physically gouging into the metal and removing metal from the plate. You're carving into metal. And for him to do this after he retired is just, I think, amazing. It's hard enough to do it when you're 22 years old. Along with these engravings, he also, there's several examples of experimental processes within the etching field where he's taking different grounds, he's taking different textures, he's pressing those into the plate and then putting that plate into the acid and letting the acid etch into it to create these wonderful textures that you see.
If you enjoyed this segment of Lakeland Public Television's Common Ground, consider making a contribution at lptv.org. If you have segment ideas pertaining to North Central Minnesota, contact us at legacy@lptv.org. Common Ground is funded by the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund by the vote of the people on November 4th, 2008.